Hey guys, welcome back here. Chris with Marksman Shooting Sports here with a quick gun store vlog. I know I'm not in my normal space. We have our guy doing photography for the website, and we're just kind of here in our messy back storage room and workbench area. So I did want to get this video out to you guys real quick. News is starting to drop that the pistol brace rule change is drafted and will likely be going into effect next week. I have an article here from Reuters. There's a couple other places that are releasing some preliminary information on this, so I just wanted to come out with a little bit of detail. I will go more further into this as I learn more, probably in the next couple of days, do a more detailed video explaining mainly what the implications are in the gun store world and the gun industry and things like that, and what your options are for moving forward this if you choose to do so. So anyway, starting us off, this says January 13th, Friday the 13th, which is today. Of course, Friday the 13th would be perfect for this. The U.S. Justice Department announced on Friday a new rule targeting pistol attachments known as stabilizing braces, implementing a key move in the Biden administration's efforts to beef up gun control regulations. A stabilizing brace is an attachment to a pistol that functionally turns it into a short-barreled rifle. Again, this is in the opinion of the people writing this. Similar to a sawed-off shotgun. It's a very loaded term. Such weapons are considered particularly deadly, as they offer the power of a traditional rifle, but in a much more concealable package. For decades, short-barreled rifles have been subject to strict regulations, including a law known as the National Rifle Act, NRA, which requires additional taxation. I think they mean the NFA, the National Firearms Act, which requires additional taxation and background checks for private transfers, among other provisions. The new rule clarifies that pistols modified with a stabilizing brace are subject to those additional requirements the department officials have said. Quote, the rule enhances public safety and prevents people from circumventing the laws Congress passed almost a century ago. In the days of Al Capone, Congress said back then that short-barreled rifles and sawed-off shotguns should be subject to greater legal requirements than most other guns, said Stephen Dettelbach, the director of the BATFE. Last year, President Joe Biden and the U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland announced that they were planning measures to, I have a little printer error here, to tax, stabilizing braces as well as ghost guns, a type of firearm that is assembled by users and practically untraceable. While Democrats in Congress have pushed aggressively for new regulations of stabilizing braces, most Republicans have opposed such measures, portraying them as infringing on Americans' constitutional rights. The new rule gives owners, manufacturers, and distributors 120 days to report their stabilizing braces tax-free. They may also remove the stabilizing brace, turning it into a pistol, or turn in their modified pistol to the ATF. It goes into effect once that this is published with the Federal Register, likely next week, department officials said. So, a little bit of a recap. This is a pistol stabilizing brace. This is considered a handgun by the ATF, always has been. Now, these stabilizing braces came out onto the market about a decade ago. Millions upon millions of these have been manufactured. At first, they did not allow people to shoulder them, but then a rule change came out from the ATF saying that they could be shouldered. What they're saying is that a pistol with a stabilizing brace is now an SBR, which is an NFA item, and you would have to file for a $200 tax, get it engraved and all that sort of stuff to turn it into a NFA registered SBR. At that point, most people would just put a stock on it anyway. What this article is saying, that instead of doing that, you can simply take off the stabilizing brace, keeping it in this configuration, and you're okay. Or you can, if you don't want to do that, you could turn the whole thing into the ATF or destroy it. So this, like they said, will probably be going into the Federal Register in the next week. And then from that point, we will have 120 days left where these can be legally bought, sold, and owned in this configuration without submitting them for an NFA tax stamp. So again, more information as more news of this comes out. I will put together a longer, more detailed video about this topic and come back to you guys in the next day or two. So anyway, guys, I'm going to leave you off with that, and I will see you in a few days with more information.